Cleveland, thank you for having me. So happy to be back in the city. Shout out to Z1079 for having me, my homie Cole. So happy to be back. Make sure you keep it locked right here to Z1079 for more of your favorite artists like myself. Peace.
Lloyd is in the building.
So happy to be back too, Cole, man. Really looking forward to the show tonight.
Man.
I want to thank everybody who calls in and requests Lay It Down. You know, and I know it's a little different from what people used to hearing from me, but I promised myself and my fans that the next time that Lloyd releases his own music, because people heard me, you know, on Bedrock, and I did a few more features, one with Mystical when he first got out, and Lloyd Banks. But I said next time people hear something from me that's mine, I want it to be soulful. I want it to be reminiscent of things that make R&B music so special in the first place. You know, not necessarily Europop, which is great, but the goal was never to sell a million ringtones with this song. The goal was to make people feel something special that was missing in music, in black music.
And then you grabbed a classic. Like, y'all just don't understand.
Remake Patti LaBelle.
To my 80s babies out there, Love, Need, and Want You. Come on, man.
That's gonna live. That's the type of music that appreciates.
You might have been made on that song. Your mama might have made you on that record.
You know how you could buy a brand new car, right? And it has all the special gadgets. You know, the power windows and the iPod connection. But as soon as you drive it, it just loses half its value. Right. So it's almost like a waste of money because they're gonna come out with a new one next year, and the year after that, and then yours is gonna get old quick.
Right. And then you gonna want the new one.
But those classic cars, that some of them ain't even got power steering, but they just so classic. They last forever.
The feel.
It's like what they made out is steel. It's strong. It's just like that's what we was going for, and that's why I chose to put out Lay It Down as opposed to some of the other records that we recorded in the process. We spent about 8 months in LA. I chose to just work with mainly one producer, who is Polo the Don.
Wow.
A lot of people
killing it now.
A lot of people always want to know, you know, why I didn't go with Young Money.
Right.
Why
didn't you go with Young Money?
Well, first off, I'll just say those guys are really, really great at what they're doing. I'm really happy to be able to work with the likes of Lil Wayne's and Drake's. Who make black music so special in the first place. But it's not even about why I didn't go. It's just about where I'm at, and I'm in a good place. And I chose to, you know, what I do is R&B music. Those guys not really known for R&B music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's smart. He's always been a smart dude, though.
And I had the opportunity to work with who I consider to be the top producer in the game right now, who is Polo the Don.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just something that I had the opportunity to do something really special with my life and my music, and I didn't want to pass it up just because of what people might have thought was hot at the time. Because again, what I'm trying to do is something that's gonna last forever.
Right.
You know, and when I grew up listening to music, the process was a lot different. It wasn't so Pro Tool, and it wasn't so wishy-washy. You know, now you listen to a lot of music by your favorite artists. There's inconsistency. It's like they don't really know who they are. They don't know what they want. They're trying to catch the trend. You know, and for me, you know, I grew up listening to Michael Jackson, who worked with Quincy Jones on a lot of his best work. There was just as a tag team, Michael and Quincy. I think that gave them consistency. When Justin Timberlake came out with his first solo album, it was with Timberland. It gave him continuity. And a lot of people argue to this day that Usher's best work was with Jermaine.
Yes.
So
Mariah Carey and Jermaine.
So instead of, you know, hearing a Lloyd that bounces around from jazzy to Eric Hudson to Polo on maybe 1 or 2 tracks to Jasper and Reese, who did
He's your Quincy Jones.
He's my Quincy. And you know, I just think that it's a different feeling when you really have everyone focused on one goal in mind. Because, you know, Polo, he passed up the opportunity to work with a lot of people. From Usher to Chris Brown to Trey Songz. You know, just to give me something really special and magic over at Interscope and Zone 4 and Young Goldie. And I think that that's what you're going to really get out of the music and out of what you hear from us in the next few months leading up into the album.
And when is the album coming out?
We don't have an album release date yet,
Mm.
which is something else that's special because you can't put a deadline on what we create. You know, we're going to come out when we're ready, when we feel like people had the chance to really understand what makes it so magical and special, which is why you won't hear me just come out with a bunch of music, you know, kind of like over the next few months. Instead, I really feel like Lay It Down is a really special song that makes people feel a really special kind of way. B just said it makes her really warm and fuzzy inside.
In that spot.
Like hot cocoa. So I you know, instead of releasing my next single, I put something out for the streets with 50 Cent.
Okay.
Called Let's Get It In. First time me and 50 worked. Of course, my past situation.
Right.
That I felt like that was big for me and for hip hop and just
and Lloyd Banks. You did a record with Lloyd Banks.
And Lloyd Banks. For me, it's about building bridges instead of putting up walls.
That's right.
You know, I'm connecting with people, and you know, I really love Lay It Down.
Yeah.
You know, people haven't really heard a young man sing like that in a long time. You know, it's a little bit of razzle dazzle at the end. Is he yodeling?
Yeah. Where did yodel come
It's
from,
just
dog?
soul. It's just feeling. It's soul. It's emotion.
Right.
It's the things that made me special in the first place. You know, and
So is there a remix to this? Because usually when you make a record like this, you come with some heat. So where's this remix at? I know something out there.
actually, Cole, I got 3 remixes.
What?
I got 3 remixes. Now, a lot of people on the other side of the fence, you know, like Top 40 Radio, they kind of scared of black music. So what I did is I tricked them. I added some rock drums, sped it up a little bit, and I called my homie B.O.B. from Decatur, same hood I grew up in, and he's on the crossover remix, right? And then for my people, I reached out to somebody who I've admired for years and years growing up, who in my opinion is still one of the best doing it. Seen him perform on Soul Train recently, Soul Train Awards.
Okay.
And I just felt like it was one of the most magical performances I've ever seen in my life. That's R. Kelly.
Wow.
So me and R. Kelly have a remix that's coming up real soon.
Right.
That still has the soul.
That's right, because Kel's new album is so super soulful.
It is. It's like classic.
He set the
classic.
He set the bar. He set the bizarre right now on this new album. But all right, so that's
you know, it's a lot of people out there, you know, who in my opinion just don't have a lot of class about themselves. And you know, they've said things about Kels, you know, in interviews, take shots at him. But you know, then again, this is a guy who really studied music,
right?
Has composed music.
He's a genius.
You know, done stuff that was bigger than just R&B music. You know, so you know, with that being said,
you pay respect.
I pay respect, and that's what people are also going to get from the album is the dedication and the appreciation for everybody who did it before me. You know, and it's like I don't even really feel like, I know it's a lot of young people out there doing music. I'm really happy about that, Cole. More power to them. But I don't really feel like I'm competing against them. I feel like I'm competing against everybody who's ever done it.
Wow.
Before me too.
So that's 2 remixes. You said you got the rock one.
Well, the third one is really special, and it's like something that people will never expect to hear. I don't want to really speak on that one.
Okay. All right. It's that major, right?
Yeah, that's really gonna shock the world. Yeah.
People's mamas and them gonna want
everybody, their mama, their grandmama, their baby mama. Yeah.